So we're looking at some pictures of Mom. So there's the sister. So that's you and Arlene.
Mm-hmm.
And oh, there's your mom. Are you playing the violin? You hold on to that. What is that?
Yeah, that's a violin.
I'm just going to come around so we can see some of these pictures. So tell us a little bit about these pictures.
Oh, okay. Well, that's my mom and dad over here.
And that's a violin? Is that you playing the violin?
Well, yes,
You played the violin, huh?
I did a little bit, and that's my sister Arlene. She played the violin a little bit.
I guess with your dad.
Uh,
Did your brothers play the violin?
No, they didn't.
That is an adorable picture of you and Arlene.
Yeah, it's a cute one, isn't it?
Yeah.
And this one right here, me and Arlene, I like that too.
I like that one too. That is so cute.
And there's my mom and dad down there.
Yeah.
They were such sweethearts.
And there's Gordon with his smile.
Yeah, that's an interesting one there.
Yeah.
And that's one of our neighbors. It was probably a worker. Oh, it's by I don't know who that was.
And those are your cousins. I see Alderie.
Yeah.
So tell us a story about you and your sister. Tell us something about Aunt Arlene. You guys could be mischievous, couldn't you?
Well, she was born 6 years after I was born. So I was born first, and then my sister was, and then my brothers were born. Ron and let's see, I want to have them see pictures while I'm talking.
Okay, I'll find pictures while you talk, okay? But okay. You keep talking.
Okay.
I just want to hear any little stories.
Okay, so Arlene was born last, and
how many years apart were you guys?
We were 6 years apart. Arlene and I were. And she always used to hear, here's the deal. Because there was such a difference in our age, we didn't really play a lot together as far as out doing things, games and stuff. And what she did most was crawl around the house and the yard and do her thing there. And that's how come she was looking down this hole where they were digging a ditch. It was about a 6 foot down hole, 6 foot deep hole. And although she had been told many times, do not go and play around that.
Well, how old was she?
Well, when she was, whatever I'm talking to her now, not talking to her about now, she was probably about 5.
Okay.
5 or 6. Okay. But this one day she was playing around that ditch and she fell smack down in there and hit her cheeks with in her forehead in the rocks. And is this working?
That's the microphone.
Is it working?
Yeah, it is working.
Oh, I didn't want to.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I tried to get her out, and I could not get her out.
Oh my goodness! So you were with her alone?
Well, we were just out playing alone. Yeah. So I ran in the house and got Mom, and she came out, and between the two of us, we got her out. But she was really hurting, and she had made a big hole in her cheek that when it healed, it turned out to be a cute dimple. And we did kind of laugh and chuckle over that. But she was mischievous. And she was one who, if Mother said, don't do this, she would do it. And that's how come she fell down on the ditch. But she was also sweet and fun, and I loved her. And like I say, we did not really play together as friends until we were married.
Mm-hmm. Well, she got married pretty young too.
Yeah, she did.
How old was she when she got married?
She was 16, I think. And
She got married just a little after you then.
Right? Wasn't too much.
You were 18 when you got
Mhm.
married.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess six years. Yeah.
It was a while.
She was a handful for your mom and dad.
Oh yeah, but she was a sweetheart. She didn't do anything that was naughty. I mean, she wasn't trying to be naughty. It was just that she was still a little kid.
Yeah.
And she found all the fun things for little kids to do. But anyway, so
So in your family, you were number one,
mm-hmm.
and then Uncle Ron was the second, and then Gordon,
yeah, Ron
and then Arlene.
Arlene.
So I don't know if this is true, but it seems like you and Ron were sort of the more well-behaved, and then Gordon and Arlene. This is my sense. Am I wrong here?
It's about right.
Is that right?
Although Gordon was not quite as adventuresome as Arlene. Although sometimes he was. We were a pretty normal family. We had our fun stuff and our carefully planned naughty stuff. And
carefully planned naughty stuff. You always want to plan that first.
Well, it was so fun because it was a time when gas was limited, and people were trying to be careful on their food and have enough food to eat. And so one of the things that we kids would do, all four of us together, is we'd fill either one or two boxes with empty food cans, like peaches, empty peach can, and whatever food we wanted to put in there. And then maybe a bag of, it looked like a bag of flour that was really a bag of sand. And we put this out in the middle of the road in a position that it looked like it had fallen off of somebody's car.
Mom, are you serious?
And then we'd go hide and wait for the cars to come. And some of the cars would just come along and kind of slow down and look at it, and then look like they might want to stop, but then they wouldn't stop. They'd take off. But then finally the car would come and it would look at it, stop, and then the guy would get out of the car and look around, make sure nobody was watching, and then he'd grab the box and put it in his car and take off. And then we would laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh, because we knew what he would find.
He just picked up a box of sand.
So, it was harmless stuff, but it could have caused some people to be quite mad.
That they got tricked.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so funny, Mom.
That was one of our favorite things to do. Tell
me a story about Uncle Ron. I've never heard a story about Uncle Ron. What do you remember about? What do you remember? What was it?
Well, Uncle Ron was a careful young man to just be good and do everything as mom and dad. Well, Ron and I were good kids, and the other two were the. No, we all had a bit of both of us, but that's how we tell the story. Okay. So, yeah, Ron went joined the. What did he join? I don't remember him joining any military.
You said yesterday that he did. Both your brothers were in
But
it for
Ron
a little
did
while.
too.
So, but tell me, I want to know, like, how old were you when Ron was born?
When Ron was born, I was 4.
So, what did you think when he came into the household?
Welcome, welcome, cute little brother.
So, were you excited?
Yeah.
Were you kind of a little mother to him?
I don't know that I was a little mother because I wasn't old enough to pick him up and haul him around.
Oh, but I just mean at age 4, you probably were a lot more of a sister than you would have been if you were like 2, in terms of taking care of him and really.
You know, that part of I do not remember. I just knew that our parents took good care of us, and when they found out we did not put boxes in the road, they were very careful to give us what for.
Really? What was a what for like when you were growing up?
Do not do that again.
Really? Did you get punished or grounded or anything?
No. I think our parents kind of chuckled along with us.
You were like doing stuff.
Yeah. I'll tell you one time though that we were the whole family was scared. We had the bedrooms for the kids in the bedroom that was a porch. It was our east
Yeah.
porch.
Yeah, that porch. Yeah.
And
the boys slept there, and then you guys slept. The girls slept inside.
And on the other side, yeah. And there came that night a really bad thunderstorm. Lightning flashed and thunder roared, and all the chickens laid down and snored. Or was it the pigs laid down and snored?
I don't know. I don't know that song. Did you have chickens and pigs?
No.
Okay.
It's just a song.
Okay.
And so we were all in bed when the storm was just passing over and really throwing lightning flashes every place. When all of a sudden, where we were in our bedroom, this flash came out of the right next to the top of the window, right over our bed, just flashed right out. And
were you and Arlene were?
Where Arlene and I were, and we were going, help, 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 when we heard another help, help, help from the other side of the house, and it had gone around. It had followed the cord around and flashed out in Ron and Kay's room.
Wow. You mean
Alan and Kay.
Gordon, yeah.
Gordon and Kay. Gordon and Kay's room, and it was right above our heads, in both our rooms. So we were scared, and it could have been really bad, but it didn't cause any damage to anything as far as none of us were hurt, and the wires were just traveled through. And so, but Daddy quickly rearranged the wiring so
that night or the next day.
I don't know. I can't remember. Yeah. He probably clipped the wires that night. But yeah, that was probably the scariest thing we had happen in our house. So, but we all first we shook and shuddered and cried and howled, and then we laughed and we said, hey, look what we did. And Mother and Daddy were cute to explain to us what happened. And
so you guys did not know what that was?
Not at the time. Well, yeah, I don't know. I guess we didn't know.
How old were you?
We were in our early, I was an early teen.
So, yeah, 13. So everybody was still pretty young to even know what a lot of that.
Well, I was about 13 or 14, and Al was 12 or 13, and Ron was...
I thought Ron was the second oldest.
No, Al was the second oldest.
Oh, I thought you said it was you and then Uncle Ron. Okay. and then Gordon, and then but Gordon was number 2.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, we were old enough to know that it had been dangerous, and we said our prayers and thanked Heavenly Father that we were okay.
Yeah.
So, and Daddy fixed that so it would never happen again. Yeah.
So tell me a story of
Yeah.
Uncle Al or Uncle Gordon. He was a character. I remember him growing up. He was really
Yeah. Well, Al was you know, he was just one that had a good time. He loved to be out and just doing things. And
he seemed like he has a very social personality.
pretty much. And he met this young lady, and they fell in love, and they got married, and they had 2 or 3 children. When she started showing some signs of some kind of dementia, she couldn't keep straight what was true and what was false. And he had joined the military, and they were off at one of the military stations, and I don't know the details of exactly what happened, but she told some kind of a story to him about somebody who I have no idea who it was, and it caused them to have a fight. And from then on, they didn't. They stayed together, but they didn't. They were having a hard time. And to make a long, drawn-out story shorter, the military moved Al to Washington. It's the Washington State, and they went to church there, and she fell in love with the bishop. He had no knowledge of that.
And he was married.
And they're married, yeah.
The bishop was married.
Oh, the bishop's married, yeah. He did not fall in love with her. And she tried to persuade him to give her his attentions, and he wouldn't do it. And so this is the saddest story. She killed him.
She killed him, or I thought she killed his wife.
No, she killed him.
Oh.
And she blamed it onto Al.
That Al did it for jealousy.
What?
As a jealous husband?
Yeah. And there was all kinds of court stuff and everything that went on. And finally, she was exonerated, and Al was blamed for it. And so he wanted to get to Salt Lake and talk with the president of the church at that time and see what help the church could give him. And he had to thumb his way because he didn't have any. So, well, I won't go into all the detail. There's a lot of junk went on with him being picked up again, and
Was he put in jail?
I don't know if he was ever put in jail, but
She was eventually, right? Eventually did she serve some time?
She didn't spend any jail time, and
but I thought that there was like someone else that helped her, another man that did. That because you had told me the story once before where she'd gotten someone to kill. I thought it was the bishop's wife, but to kill someone, and then it was blamed on Al, and then he was exonerated, but they found this other guy who she either hired or coerced into doing it.
Yeah, it's something like that. It was really a mixed up thing. And
so that was really hard on his kids because he had 3 kids.
Oh, it was really hard. The whole family was shaken up by it.
That must have been really hard for you to go through.
It was hard for all of us.
I'm sure, but as his sister, I know you took care of his kids some of that time. He came to stay with us because I remember.
Well, the whole family took our turns to help out with the kids. But the object was the moral to this story is that Al even tried to talk to his bishop and wanted to get help from him, and his bishop wouldn't do it. I don't know what the story was there. Probably didn't believe him, and so that's when Al thumbed his way to Salt Lake and did get to talk with the general authorities there, and I'm not sure who he talked to, but somehow there wasn't a conclusive anything. There wasn't anything conclusive that they could show that he sure didn't do it. Mm-hmm. And so he was I think at any rate, I don't know all the details of what went on between everybody in deciding what should be done, but Al was exonerated, and she was sent to jail, only for a little while because she got a really fine lawyer that got her out, and she went ahead with her life like as if nothing had happened.
But they got divorced, right?
Yeah, they got divorced.
And then Al got the kids. Oh, she took the kids?
The kids, how did this go with that?
I thought they mostly lived with Uncle Gordon.
I think she's the one that took the kids. Al might have gotten, no, he didn't get one because he went back to the service and did some more time in the service. And that's where he met Shirley.
No, he met Shirley years later. He wasn't in the service at that time. His kids were almost raised when he met Shirley. Pretty sure. Because he didn't meet her until I think I was even like out of high school.
Well, a lot of time had gone along down the years.
Yeah.
And
But I don't think he was in the military when he met her. That's what I'm thinking.
No, he wasn't, because he was out working. I think he met her. I don't know where he met her, but anyway, they did meet, and after a while, they decided they were meant for each other. They got married.
Yeah, and I think they've been very happy married together.
Oh, yeah,
It
I'll
was really
say.
good for him. I think you're getting tired here, so I'm gonna stop.